Okay, what is a thesis statement? When we say thesis statement, it is the main idea, the main topic of your paper. Again, it should be the main idea or the main topic of your paper. So this main idea will dictate the flow of the rest of your paper. Also, in thesis statement, it should state your stand on an issue or question in one sentence. Again, it should state your stand or position about an issue, whether you agree or disagree, you're a pro or an anti about an issue. So that is a thesis statement. Now, how to write a thesis statement? First is you're going to do a research. You must research about your topic because writing a thesis requires critical thinking and planning. So you must do a research in order for you to be knowledgeable of your topic before writing a thesis statement. So this idea will develop your thesis statement wherein it should be the result of your thorough preparation and analysis. So after researching your topic, you're going to look for information and evidence. You're going to gather all relevant data, relevant facts, examples, and pieces of evidence that are related to your topic. So this could involve researching academic sources, reading articles, conducting experiments, or even collecting data from surveys to support your argument or analysis. Now, once you have all your information, you're going to organize them according to the specific points or arguments you want to make by doing subtopics. So, for example, if you're writing an essay, each body paragraph might focus on a different points. So you'll organize them. Um, so you organize your evidence under under your subheadings or your subtopics. Next, look for possible relationships between pieces of information and analyze and find the significance of this relationship. So you'll ask yourself, what are the connections mean for your overall argument or understanding of the topic? Or do they strengthen your case? Do they suggest a new perspective? So that's how you analyze the significance of your relationships. Okay, so when we say working thesis, meaning it is still in progress. Again, when I say working thesis, it is still in progress. So your thesis statement might not be your final thesis statement because the working thesis gives you direction as you start your research or writing process. So it is okay if your thesis and your arguments might need adjustments along the way. And lastly, of course, you're going to support substantial evidence to your thesis statement. So, in this process, in finding substantial evidence, will ensure that your final thesis is both accurate and well supported, making your argument more convincing. Now, we have here an example Should the SOGI bill be passed in the Philippines? For in simple thesis statement, we have, I believe the SOGI bill should be passed. And for improved thesis statement, we have, I believe the SOGI bill should be passed because it ensures that all basic human rights are available to all people regardless of sexual orientation or gender expression. So, aside from the length of the sentence, the differences between the two are, first, it gives a reasonable explanation as to why the SOGI bill should be passed. Also, it gives a specific example in this part here. This part. This is an example of specific example on giving in thesis statement. And also, it stated in a clear, concise, and specific manner. Always remember, in thesis statement, you're just going to express one major idea. Again, you're going to express only one major idea. Also, in thesis statement, you need to avoid using jargons because your reader might not understand it. So, as a writer, you're going to use more generalized, more neutral words in order for your readers to understand your paper. Again, avoid using jargons. So we have another example. Should the 5 peso coin have retained Emilio Aguinaldo in its design? Was the government right in replacing him with Andres Bonifacio? So tell me the differences between simple and improved thesis statement. Now here, tell me if the improved thesis statement is weak or strong and why. Again, tell me if it's weak or strong and why. What is outlining? So it helps writers categorize the main points of the topic, organize the paragraphs to make sense, and ensure that the paragraphs are fully developed. So when we say outline, it acts like a blueprint, a map, or a plan wherein it helps the writer to not get stuck while he or she is writing an essay. So it helps you organize the main points of your topic, and through outlining, you're categorizing your thoughts, you ensure that each paragraph is fully developed and that the overall flow of your essay makes sense. Always remember that outline, it gives you a clear direction and helps your writing stay focused and organized. Again, outlining helps you organize your main thoughts or your main points of your topic. Aside from that, it also gives you a clear direction and helps your writing stay focused and organized. So, without an outline, it is easy to get stuck on your thoughts, meaning there are times that your thoughts will get messy if you don't have an outline. Do you understand? Okay, next. Now, a well written and developed outline has the following. First, we have the thesis of the text, meaning it should clearly states the purpose of your paper. Next, we have the main ideas that are well developed in each body paragraph. And lastly, we have the evidence or the supporting details for each main idea. So this structure ensures that your essay has a strong foundation, and then each paragraph must contribute to your overall argument. Again, each paragraph must contribute to your overall argument. Do not put any information that is not helpful to your paper. Okay? So, by outlining, you can plan your writing more effectively and ensure that your ideas are well organized before you start writing. So, this method is useful not only when writing, but also during the pre-writing stage, wherein it helps you get a clear overview of your text. Again, outlining gives you a clear direction of your paper because it helps you organize your thoughts, it helps you write more effectively, and it helps you get a clear overview of your text. Next, so there are two types of outlines. First, we have a topic outline and a sentence outline. So when we say topic outline, um, it utilizes keywords and concepts. Again, topic outline, only phrases or main ideas that are needed. So there is no need for full sentences in topic outline. Just remember, in topic outline, phrases, keywords, concepts. That's it. So it is like a rough draft of your thoughts wherein you write the main ideas without going too much in details. So a topic outline also helps you wording that is parallel to one another. This means that the same format is used for headings and some subheadings. So in terms of structure of words or parts of speech for organization. So since there are heading and subheading in topic outline, so it should not be divided into one part only. So if there is a concept under A, there must be a letter B. So if there is number 1, there must be a number 2. So the goal of the topic outline is to get your ideas down quickly so you can see the overall structure of your essay. Again, it helps you get your ideas down quickly. Why? Because in topic outline, you only use keywords, phrases, and concepts to see the overall structure of your essay. So I have here an example. Here, the thesis statement is the young adult genre should be appreciated by readers of all ages. So the number 1 is origin of young adult. So that is the main, um, that is the subheadings. Under the subheadings, you have number 1, how it was popularized. Number 2, why young adult books are popular. Number 3, the evolution of young adult books. So notice how the thesis statement is at the top here at the top, followed by the main points. These are the main points: the origin of young adult books, popular young adult books worldwide, and future of the young adult genre. And under the main points, we have the supporting details. So here, these are the supporting details. Here. So here, in each point is in a short phrase. Again, as you can see, in each point it is in a short phrase. Okay, so that is an example of topic outline. So we have here another example. Again, this is the thesis statement. The blended learning has its advantages, especially in senior high school. So this one, also this, and this are the main points of your thesis statement. And the rest, the A, B, C, are the supporting details. So as you can see, as what I have said earlier, if there is letter A, there should also be letter B. If there is number 1, there should also be number 2. So that's how you categorize your main topics, by doing sub topics or subheadings. Okay, so here's our third example of topic outline. There should be more effective marketing strategies for STEM education worldwide. So that is the thesis statement. For the subheadings or the main points, we have what is STEM education, STEM at the local level, STEM at the global level, and the rest, the ABCs, are the supporting details. Always remember, in topic outline, it should only have phrases, keywords, or concepts. There should be no sentence in topic outline. Okay? So, for the next outline, we have the sentence outline. It utilizes complete sentences to organize ideas. So, unlike in topic outline, it only uses phrases, keywords, and concepts. In sentence outline, it is a type of outline where each entry is a complete sentence as opposed to a single word or phrase or the topic outline. Again, it um, it uses complete sentences. So it provides a highly detailed plan for your writing down to the specific arguments and evidence you will use. So that is the sentence outline. It is really a highly detailed plan for your writing, unlike the topic outline wherein it uses a phrase only. So we have an example here. The thesis statement is having routines can help one fulfill goals set. So notice this one, the main points and the supporting details here, the ABCs, are in sentence, complete sentence. And wherein it helps you see exactly what you are going to say in your essay. Again, in sentence outline, it should be in a complete sentence wherein it helps you see exactly word for word, on what you are going to say in your essay. So this type of outline is useful when you need to be very precise, very concise in your writing. Again, sentence outline helps you when you need to be very precise in your writing. Unlike in topic outline, it helps you jot down or write your thoughts quickly because you are just going to use phrases, keywords, or concepts, unlike sentence outline. So, for number one, for first main point, we have it may be hard to establish a routine at first. And then for the supporting details, routines must be established by a person and it has to be done every so often or every day. B, establishing a routine takes time and practice. C, the person must be aware of the steps to take in establishing a routine. So it is really in a complete sentence. So that is the sentence outline. Now, an outline can be used to present the IMRAD of a research paper. Again, an outline can be used to present the IMRAD of a research paper. So the meaning of INRAM again, we have introduction, methods, results, and discussion. So for IMRAD outline, first we can utilize either a topic or sentence outline for IMRAD. Introduction should have specific research problem. Methodology should contain design, participants' environment, instrumentation, and data analysis. Results should have specific data for each research problem presented in the introduction. And lastly, we have discussion, wherein it should contain main idea, analysis, and the conclusions of results. So I have here an example. So the research topic is experimental study on the use of waste segregation in elementary schools. So for introduction, this is in a topic outline. So the introduction, we have the background of the study, the main points. So under the background of the study are the supporting details. So studies about waste segregation in schools worldwide, in local schools, and in local elementary schools. So aside from that, we have also the framework for the main points and statement of the problem. So under the statement of the problem, we have the research problems, the questions, I mean. We have, will the elementary students utilize means for waste segregation and such. So that is for introduction. That is how you will um, do outline in IMRAD. So as you can see here, this one, this is not on a topic outline, but it is in a sentence outline, meaning you will write down word for word in your paper. So that is a sentence outline. Let's proceed to methodology. So we have the experimental design. Experimental design is part of the research design. Next, we have the 5 elementary schools or the population, the the one that you are going to study, the people. Next, the place. We have the experimental and control group and the z-test for independent variables, or the how you analyze and collect the data. So this is an example of it. Next, now for the results, we have results for statement of the problem 1. SOP, meaning a statement of the problem. For letter B, we have the results for statement of the problem 2. Letter C, we have results for statement of the problem 3. So always remember, in results, it should be presented in tables, charts, and graphs. Now for discussion, we have the significant results or the interpretation of the findings of the study. We have impact on the elementary schools, impact on the Philippines, and impact for future researchers. So those are examples for IMRAD outline. As you can see, it uses topic and sentence outline, but usually the sentence outline will be used in statement of the problem. Again, sentence outline should be used in statement of the problem, wherein you put the word for word on it. So that is an example of IMRAD outline. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? If none, I will be giving you an activity that will be posted in the Quipper. So that the, so I will be posting the instruction also on when is it should be passed. So for the first question, we have how can the IMRAD outline help new researchers? And for the second question, how can missing an essential part of the IMRAD outline delay the writing process? So those two questions will be answered by you and will be posted in Quipper. So I will be posting again the instructions, the detailed instructions on it together with the criteria and also the deadline. So I think that's it. That's the outlining of thesis statement. If you still have any questions, um, feel free to message me if you have questions because I'm willing to cater those questions of yours. So I think that's it. Goodbye, class. Thank you and God bless.